Hey YouTube people, welcome to my channel, Keita Ward with two Q's. But anyway, I just saw this video with excuse me, with Dawson Speaks TV, and it's about a pastor, Dwayne Dawkins. He has an apology, and he steps down as a pastor. Here we go.
Well, all right. Now let me get into this topic. Now, Pastor Dwayne H. Dawkins has stepped down as lead pastor over at Praise Tabernacle International Ministry, and they have a new interim pastor until they get a new permanent pastor. And shout out to the interim pastor who's there. It seems like he really wants to strengthen the church, encourage the congregation, and take them to the next level. And we wish him and the church all the best. They've even talked about rebranding the church, and hopefully you all change the name of the church because this particular scandal is going to be out there. I mean, the video is out, and it's going to be out there forever. So y'all might want to, change the name of the church as well. And to the congregation, you all did nothing wrong, and I'm sorry. I feel bad that you all have to go through this. But this is what happens, you all, when you have these gay men and women, or at least bisexual in the church. Then many of you all tell them, oh, well, God will take that old spirit away from you. Oh, he going to help you find a good wife. He going to help you find a good husband. And when you find, matter of fact, you ain't even got to talk about your past. It's all in the sea of forgetfulness. You ain't going to never go back to that lifestyle no more. You going to marry that woman. Don't even tell her what you used to do in your past.
Now, I agree with him right there that if you've done any activity like that, and you are going to get married, you should tell the person that you practiced it before, like you was in it. So I agree. He should have told her.
You're a lie. You need to tell the person you're about to marry what you used to be attracted to, what you used to do in your past, because it will come in your future. Point.
Dawson Speaks TV said that it will come in your future. I believe that wholeheartedly because at some point in time you're gonna have to account for your time, and then you may slip up and lie. So it's best that you just tell it.
Pastor Dwayne Dawkins took to his Facebook and dropped a long letter. You all need to go over there and read it. Go over to his Facebook page and read it. And this comes after blogger Sandra Rose and others told us that Pastor Dwayne Dawkins would be suing because it wasn't him in the video. Are you kidding me? Pastor Dawkins goes on to say, in light of all that has recently occurred and emerged, I'd like to take the time to apologize to each and every person who has been discouraged, disgusted, and distracted, even displaced, because of my inappropriate, deplorable, and unfortunate actions. I have sought no pity and have no excuse for my actions. I own up to all the wrong that I've done, and I've repented, apologized, and fully embraced the process that comes with the consequences of my unconscionable actions. And then he goes on to apologize to his wife's family for the embarrassment. And then he gets to his wife, and he says to Mia, who has been an amazing and faithful friend and wife, who was completely devastated. She did no wrong and did not deserve to have to endure this kind of trauma. Listen to this, women. I want all the women in the church to listen to this.
Okay. He done wrote this long, drawn out letter to the church, to the wife, to the wife's family, and different people that was uh, that had something to do with this mess. So he apologizing to these people. But these pastors are something else. It's like every other day they're being exposed. But anyway, we're gonna continue to listen to Dawson Speaks TV read Pastor Dwayne Dawkins' apology letter. So, as we continue.
Prior to meeting her, I never voiced my private struggles. Take a breath.
So, the pastor never told the wife about his struggles or what he had been through. Do you agree with that? I don't agree with it. I think he should have disclosed it to her, in my opinion.
So, Pastor Dawkins, what you mean to tell me and all the people is that you knew you liked men? You're struggling. I hate when they say that. No, man, you like men. That's what you like. This is not your first time at the rodeo. This is what you do. You and other men in the church and women just like you. And you all will marry these men and women, not telling them what you did in your past. And the only time it comes out is when you get caught. But this is where it takes a turn. Earlier in our marriage, an indiscretion of the same nature that was exposed happened, and I shared with her, my family, the leaders, and my church what I was dealing with. She felt deceived and robbed of her security that she deserved in our marriage. I was given the tools and the village to work with through the layers of the challenges, but did not always maintain my focus. So the first time you did this, the lady was already married to you. You probably already had one or two of the kids that you have, or one of the three kids that you have. He has 3 sons, already in ministry with you. And her, like many other women who've been through this, because she's not the only one, decided, well, let me stay in this marriage. Let me try to make it work. You know.
She stayed. Let's continue. After all that mess, she stayed.
I know, okay, all of us have a struggle and all this kind of stuff. So that was the first time. And now you have a second time where you are doing the exact same thing on video. And this is why I tell you, when you all want to marry these ex-gay people, you know, that's what she used to do. He used to do. Whenever they backslide or have a trip, as you all say, a slip up, they're never going to go with the opposite sex. They're always going to slide back or backslide or go back to what they did before, and this is his second time doing that on this woman. And he goes on to say, together we work with family, leaders, etc., and she committed to work with me through it. Due to her love for God, her love for me, and her love for our sons, and all we have cultivated together. However, she never had anything to do with my choices and actions of infidelity. She was not an accomplice and did no wrong besides stay faithful to her vows. Exactly, sir. She was committed to you and to the church and to her children, and decided after you messed up the first time, a situation with a man, now you're here the second time with the video out that's never going anywhere. How much more can this lady take? And this is why I tell you women in the church that the people who get hurt the most in the church are women and children.
Women and children. It's not just in the church, just in life, period. Excuse me. There are so many pastors, deacons, people in the church that's doing these things. That's one of the reasons why we are the way we are. Regardless of what who say. Well, anyway, let's continue.
And everyone will come by and say, oh, we praying for you. Oh, we doing this. But what about the women in the church who stayed by their husbands? They were married to them. And that man brought them back an STD, an incurable STD. Huh? And they can't talk to the first lady about it. They can't talk to the sisters in the church about it. They can't talk to nobody. They are suffering in silence. And
Y'all
many of
love
the
that,
women
huh?
and the men who saw that video with Pastor Dawkins and that OnlyFans male star, they had a question. Some of you all were saying that he did not use protection. And what about his wife? And in this letter, he addressed that. He said,
Lord help us,
regarding her
y'all.
health, I have taken the necessary precautions to give her
It's
the
crazy.
assurance
This
and
is
security
crazy.
needed to confirm that she
I
has
know
a
he's a
clean bill of
man.
health. Wait a
I
minute.
know that.
I don't need you to give her nothing. We need her to go get tested. I
Mm.
don't trust you. This your second time doing that. You can't assure nobody of nothing. She needs to
Amen.
go get tested so she can
Amen.
be assured by herself from her own doctor. Not anything that comes out of your mouth, because
Okay.
we see we can't trust you.
Okay.
Let me say this. This is why I always believe in women independence, women having their own stuff, having their own money, having their own careers. Because when it's time to go, it's time to go. Women in the church and outside of the church, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, whatever you identify as, you don't have to stand there and take this mess. Somebody who's cheating on you with men and with women or whoever, you don't have to take this mess. This wasn't his first time to the rodeo, and
Wasn't
I
his
don't think
first
it's going to
time.
be his last. He'll just get more.
This wasn't his first time to the rodeo, like he said, and it probably won't be his last. So, you women out here, please be careful. Protect yourself, protect your soul, protect your heart. Stop listening to these so-called preachers that's out here doing the world, and people just looking over it, and it's okay. Like Brother Dawson said, just pray for him, just pray for her. But in this situation, him. But it's a lot of preachers been doing this lately and getting caught. It's a lot of preachers been doing this, and it's kind of sad. No, it's really sad. But and she stayed with this man, this black man, this black preacher, Pastor Dwayne Dawkins. She stayed with this man, and he did it again, and he'll do it again because he's nasty. And you got these men out here that's supposed to be men of God, certain content creators, and you can look at their content and tell they don't belong to the Most High. If anybody looking at those channels, you ought to be looking at them channels for entertainment purposes only, because they are a bunch of clowns. They're bragging and boasting, and oh my God, they're doing so many things, and the woman must submit. The Bible says that the man submit to the wife. That's in there too. But anyway, this video is sad because I've seen so many videos like this, and it's like it's becoming regular. You know, it's a black pastor, a married black pastor, a black man, and he didn't tell his wife that he struggled with being with other men. And they say women are wicked. He was a pastor. Ha 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 ha. Period.